Today I am joined by John, D, and Thomas. So me and them will just quickly introduce ourselves if this is your first time watching, which it probably is. I'm 300 shillings. I listen to metal, I listen to rock, and I listen to experimental music mostly. But then I also get into other genres.
Okay,
John,
well, I'm John. I listen to rock, I listen to metal, and even at times electro.
D.
And oh,
Okay. My name is B, and the type of music I listen to is indie, progressive, metal, and pop.
Yeah, Thomas.
hello everyone. My name's Thomas. I listen to rap, hip hop, jazz, and metal.
Nice, man. Okay, so today for our first episode, we will be reviewing System of a Down's Toxicity, which is people say that that's one of their best albums, along with their debut called, which was self-titled. So before we get into this, me and D have a bit of you already know System of a Down, but I feel like Thomas and John Paul are not that much experienced with their music. I know John has heard a few songs from them, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't heard the album. So before we get into this, obviously go like, subscribe, and comment, yeah? So let's start the reaction. We're gonna go song by song and then we're gonna give our thoughts. So let me start sharing my sound. Give me a second. Okay, so let's get into this. The first song is called Prison Song, and the album is 44 minutes long. Let's start. Okay, guys, it's 300 shillings from the future. Just to tell everybody here that due to copyright issues, we can't play like the actual song. So just the audio of us, just like listening to that one part of the song is just faster. But if there are any pauses or anything, I've just slowed down the audio. So sorry about that. Okay, so let
This
me
song
pause it
really
for a while.
shows.
Yeah.
This
Go
song really
ahead.
shows that System of a Down really it defines metal.
Exactly. And you can hear the hook. We're gonna build a prison, we're gonna build a prison system. That just comments on the prisons in America and how instead of rehabilitation, more punishment is focused on. And even though that may not be the politics that all of us agree with, I believe that we can conclude that that is truly a good riff.
I
I
think
have
what
I
the
have
lyrics
to
is,
agree with you. 300.
I think what the lyrics are trying to saying is trying to talk about oppression and how people are being oppressed because of their political views of what they're doing. Um, and yeah.
Exactly. So let's
So we're
continue
too
the
ahead of
song.
ourselves. We've only just started.
Yeah. So let's be quiet for the song until the next pause comes, or maybe the next stroke. Okay, so we're at the second hook, and this is a very boppy riff. You can bang your head to it, like we're gonna build a prison and that kind of stuff.
True, it is a head shaker.
Exactly. So let's continue, and after the song, we'll all give our thoughts on it.
Wait, let me say one thing.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Thomas.
I just have to say that the aggressive tone in the song really brings out the message and shows the lyrics out and makes the person hearing the song understand what it's about.
Exactly.
That's how the song ends.
Yeah, I believe it just faded out a bit. Okay. So John,
So
thoughts on that
my
first
thoughts
song?
on the meaning, right?
Yeah.
my thoughts on the meaning. So it's trying to say that the American system itself is a prison. So they're trying to build a prison for the globe. They're trying to put the globe under its power, under its influence, and build a prison system out of it.
Exactly. And I, I feel the lyrics. And the weirdest part was this, yeah, during the bridge, they're literally quoting studies, right? But they're doing it in such a way that it makes you bob to it. You know, like when they're, maybe I can go back to this, yeah. But when they're saying that, oh, drug money is used to something, something, something. I feel like it's spreading the message, but then at the same exact time, you're hearing this beautiful melody. So yeah, it's a really good song. D, your thoughts?
First of all, judging by the context of the song, it was made in 2001, a year after the US elections. I mean, the line where it talks about rigging the elections relates to how close the Al Gore and uh, Bush election was and how the elections were rigged in Florida. Another way, it talks about authoritarianism and how America is ruled like that under Bush and how they're trying to build a prison as statistics proves that there were more people who are in prison during Bush rule than any other president.
Yeah, perfect meaning. And it also relates to history up a bit. So if Thomas, right? I don't know if you're free since there was like food at his delivery, right? But yeah, Thomas, if you're free, maybe you can tell us the thoughts. Or just maybe message me on if you yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so overall, I feel like it's a good start to an album. The song really gives you some adrenaline rush and really makes you feel like it's a very nice metal album. And I like the use of when they stop playing the guitar, and it really brought out the lyrics and the meaning of the song, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Perfect. So now let us move on to the next song because we probably spent too much time with the first one. The second song is Needles. I've heard this song before and it is a bop and a half. Okay, that is the song. Thomas, thoughts?
Okay, so this physical system of a down song seems to deal with control. The word needle, when I heard it, shows up only in one lyric, and it's sitting in my room with a needle in my hand, just waiting for the tomb. So, in my opinion, it necessarily suggests drug use, likely heroin. Shooting up puts you under its control. The refrain, though, is pull the tapeworm out of your ass. That would be an awesome title, I think. And tapeworms are parasites that live in the body. So the metaphor here would be to shed people and behaviors that are taken from you without giving anything back.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect interpretation of your song. And I also like your title that you would give. John, thoughts?
Okay, so yeah, I agree with him about the addiction to drugs that the song is clearly talking about. In the case of shooting a needle, waiting for the tomb, right? So, but I think also the drugs themselves could be the parasite, take taking from you what little you had to live for.
Exactly. That is a good way, an outlook on life. So, D, what are your thoughts? Or, in fact, you know what? I'll just give my quick thoughts on the song. I've definitely heard this song. And, this is, I think, one of the most energetic songs that you can find in my metal playlist. Because, those drums, that hard bass riff with the reverb, it just hits you so hard. And that hook, pull the tapeworms out of your ass. It is it means so little yet means so much at the same time. And what John and Thomas said about the addiction. And I think, System of a Down is a very political band. And this pull the tapeworm out of your ass could also mean pull the control, that is from the government. So pull that out of your ass and go for anarchy, go for your own thoughts and everything. So maybe that's what I extracted from the song. D.
Judging from the first verse, it talks about addiction and how what we're addicted to is what causes us harm, and tries to talk about what kills us. It doesn't makes us uh it weakens us, and it actually harms us. And in the chorus, pull the tip out of your ass. Like if you don't do away with, what you're addicted to, you'll always be stuck in life, and always be hindered and controlled by like the parasite she forced to the government. And yeah, and so you have to deal with the government and be free. It talks about one of the main things, liberalism.
Okay, that is perfect. So again, very political band, right? The next song coming up is Dear Dance, and this is again one of my favorite System of a Down songs. So let's get this started.
Sorry for the interruption, 300 shillings, but I have to go.
Yeah.
Sorry for the disruption, but I'm just going to head out and I'm going to be coming back in a bit.
Oh, sure, no problem. So until then, I guess me and John and D, we can review Deer Dance, and maybe if time allows,
Sure.
yeah, Thomas can give us his opinion maybe after the episode if he does watch it. So let's start. Okay, so that was our song called Deer Dance. Okay, let me start off with yeah, go ahead, John. Take
Okay,
the
you
floor.
start off then. I'll
Okay.
go after.
For me, Dear Dance, it is just such a beautiful song and being so aggressive at the same time. It says behind the Staples Centers, you can see America. That's just showing like it's more that America is more of a show off. They want to try and show that they're good, but then beyond that, you can see the truer America. People living in poverty, or not people living in poverty, but people living in how do I say this? In harsh conditions, parents who are divorced and everything. And as much as this song is a banger and is a party song, it also goes to show that System of a Down can still express their meaning in such a good way that you don't even realize that you're listening to something that is that political. So yeah, John, go ahead, take the floor.
Okay, so this song clearly talks about the government and how it rules over its people. It rules over it. The American government rules over the average person with a tyrannical fist, using using systems such as law enforcement to keep things stable, to keep it the way they want it to be. So so this song, it is no, I'm not sure if like it is telling you to like to fight against this government, right? To not fall to its to make the government do what it was designed to do, serve the people.
Exactly. And I think that's a perfect takeaway from this song. D, thoughts?
I think it talks about police brutality. Now the police always target the weak and the ones the lower class, and this and the song becomes more relevant than ever. Judging by the riots that occurred this year and how the police would attack Antifa and Velam protesters, and people lose their life for freedom. It talks about oppression, and how the weak are oppressed by the police and overall the government.
Yeah, I love how you connected that, to the real world. Because in English class, we're taught to always, connect pieces of art to real life and how it applies us. So I think you did a perfect job at that. Thomas, thoughts?
Okay, so I don't really have much except adding on onto these points. So it in this song, I think they call out the cops or like use their force to like go on and like go on and like on protesters. So one of the lyrics which really stood out to me was pushing little children with their fully automatics. They like to push the weak around. So this sort of shows like how they're trying to use their authority for their benefit, and they like don't care about anything else.
Perfect. You know what? Let's move on to the next song, which is literally called X, as in the letter X. It is only a 1 minute song. I mean, a 2 minute song. So let's begin. Okay, you know what? Let's just cut this short since we're a bit below on time, right? So for me, I think this song is about reproduction. And again, that riff is just beautiful. John, thoughts?
Yeah. So I think this talks about the what's it called, the generally it's the natural like evolution made us think that we have to multiply. It makes it so that a human's main goal in life is perceive itself as multiplication. But
Exactly.
I think the song is saying that there's more to life than that. That we should make the most of it and not strive to only multiply.
Yeah, perfect. D.
The song is ontological. It discusses creation and the purpose of humanity. Like example is my source is the source of all creation. Like every human connects to each other, because that's the basis of humanity, and talks about the purpose of humanity, which is reproduction, and how in a sense it's kind of homophobic, because when you're
Yeah,
homosexual you
continue.
can't trade.
Yeah, Thomas, thoughts?
First of all, I would like Dee to elaborate on how it's homophobic.
Well, it discusses about him and her, like the old man and the woman, and like how her discourse is that all we don't survey, and it says there, my source is the source of all creation. Yeah.
I love that perspective, man. Perfect, Thomas, and I
I
like how
have to
you.
agree.
Yeah. So apparently, System of a Down is homophobic. We'll wait for them to get canceled soon, obviously. Yeah.
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 so so now I guess we move on. And I skipped a song, right? So let's just
Did you?
yeah. Apparently I skipped a song called Jet Pilot. So we can try doing that. Okay. Thoughts on this song? You know what? I'll just start. That is just so aggressive. You know, it just hits you in the stomach, and you can see that Middle Eastern influence. The wait, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna
Wait,
try
really?
singing the melody.
I didn't get that.
No. Let me show you guys. Yeah. Wait. Let me go back to the song. Give me a sec. Look at this, right? Let me lower down the volume. Yeah. See. Dun, da, da, dun, 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 dun,
Bro, what are you
dun.
talking about?
No, man, it's clearly a Middle Eastern influence. I swear I've heard that in a Bollywood song, right? Or an Arabian song. That just melody and just those chords, they give me an Arab kind of vibe. And they're from where were system over down? Armenia, right? So I think that connects to their main culture and everything. John.
Well, I mostly want to talk about the riff and the okay, yeah, the riff that gets populated the song. It makes the song, right? It is very loud. It is very long, and it is very. What did you say earlier? 300. You said aggressive.
Yeah,
I think that
exactly. It's
perfectly
aggressive.
describes it.
Exactly. D and Thomas, whichever one of you wants to go first.
I don't mind going first.
Perfect.
So a lyric that really stood out to me was there were two different ones. So it was survey the skies and the skies were gray. And they stood out really because to me I feel like talking about a jet pilot, something when you're checking the skies, when you see a jet pilot like flying through their plane. Another thing could be the Pearl Harbor. Like I remember there was a lot of kamikazes when they bombed the Pearl Harbor, so that could have been an instance of maybe they were talking about that incident that happened at Pearl Harbor.
Perfect. B, thoughts?
Judging by the setting and the time the song was made, I think it refers to the war that was occurring the Middle East due to Bush and the amount of jet pilots that were deployed there and how the title of the song refers to that war and um, and seeing that the band is Armenian, it makes much more sense.
Yeah, perfect. So now let us move on to the next song in the catalog, which is called Chop Suey, and I'm pretty sure everybody here has heard it. Just confirming, Thomas, have you ever heard the song Chop Suey?
I think I might have heard of it.
Okay,
Maybe if
just
I hear it, it might strike a bell.
sure. Let's start this off. So, Thomas, your thoughts on the song?
I found it wasn't really as aggressive as the rest of the songs, and I feel like it really gives a touch on drug addiction. An example is like one of the lines was "Angels deserve to die," so I think that this talks about how, if, for example, someone overdoses on drugs, they probably say they deserved it. So that's probably where the line "Angels deserve to die" comes from.
Perfect. For me, right? Obviously, we know that this is their most successful song. It's topped on the Billboard charts when it was announced and everything. But I think the song has lost its meaning over time. I know this is going to be controversial, and I know we're going to get some mean comments about, commenting on such a masterpiece, right? But the thing is this, because such a song is mass produced, right? It kind of also lost its, politicalness and its emotionality. The first name of the song was Self-Righteous Suicide, but now it's called Chop Suey, right? That really just touches you on a scale. And even if we don't know what it's about, that entire Bible, the Bible allusion, where they're literally saying verses from the Bible, that just touches you. And this song has been lost in translation, I believe. But again, a banger nonetheless. John.
Okay, now about angels deserving to die, um, I, I saw it as a glorification of some people. Like some people are glorified to the extent that the masses don't see the flaws in their character. They see them as real life angels on earth. So when when it's seen that in the true nature that these angels are these supposed angels, these they deserve to metaphorically die. The angel connotation that surrounds them deserve to die, and they need to be brought back down to earth.
Perfect. D.
Okay, to start off with, wake up. I think it's trying to tell the audience wake up from the imagination that they've created and to see the true reality, the harsh and true reality. Because facts don't care about your feelings. Then you move on uh to the next lines, which talk about hide your scars, fade away from the shake up, and grab a brush and put a little makeup. It means that people are trying to hide the securities and what they're facing, the mental issues and stuff like that, what they're currently going through. And then after that, it talks about self-harm, suicide, and when angels deserve to die. I think it talks about like how people don't understand how what angels or good people truly do, and they always get criticized. Like for an example is Donald Trump. Like he's done so much to be concerned angel, but at the same time he's done so bad that he deserves to die.
Yeah, D, I really get you.
Oh,
You know. Oh, so yeah, continue if you wanna say something.
yeah, and then the bridge talks about further. I think it's trying to talk about Christianity and questioning the existence of a God and whether God will allow such to occur. Then the final it talks about self-righteous suicide, and I think a better title for the song would be self-righteous suicide instead of chop sway because it doesn't make sense.
Oh, nice, man. Do you guys know what chop suey is though? Like, you know,
I know it's a
Yeah, like
Chinese.
Chinese food.
exactly. Yeah, it's a Chinese food now. How do you think that relates to this song, man? Chinese food, right?
Okay, well, China. Okay, let me give my
Sure, sure,
point.
sure.
Yeah, China is seen as this what's we call this hub for
Mhm.
ideologies, like yin and yang originated from there. Confucianism is that what it's called?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
from Confucius. Yeah.
all of these what's it called? These philosophies that promote peace
Mhm.
are from a country, like they give a connotation to the country that is seen that is now an authoritarian regime, right? Like
Yeah.
look at stuff that's happening, right? I'm relating it to the modern day, by the way, like the Uyghur concentration camps, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So so these philosophies are related uh, to a dictatorial country that don't care about its people.
Perfect. Thomas. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, never mind, never mind. You guys already gave your thoughts. Perfect, John.
Oh
But I
wait,
think that's
okay, no, okay, I'd like to talk about the title. What is the food made out of? Like what are the ingredients?
give me a second. Let me search up the ingredients of chop suey. Give me a sec. Of chop suey. Okay. Let me just get chop suey searched up. Okay. But until then, the viewers at home, you guys can clearly check out my playlist, which I'll be linking in the description box below. Okay. So it requires diced pork loin, onions, celery, water, salt, black pepper, bean sprouts, cold water, cornstarch, soy sauce, white sugar, and that's it.
Yeah, I think from that, I think it relates to the lyrics because the first verse talks about how people try to hide the bad things, and pork and other stuff mentioned they're not healthy, they're not good for you, but when you eat them, they taste good.
Are you going to analyze every ingredient?
You know
What?
how the
No, that's what I just want to say.
man, you know how the
Okay,
What?
so
sugar,
just
right?
spoke,
It's
just
it's
spoke.
sweet, and self-righteous suicide is also sweet, right? So that is how it's related, obviously. Okay,
Can I say something? Can I say something?
sure, man.
Okay, D. Remember you said that they're homophobic, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell me if chop suey is homophobic because they use it as the name of the song?
Excellent
Uh,
question, Thomas.
it depends.
Beast question. Yeah.
It depends. It depends.
Okay, tell us what
Cause
Yeah, man. How is chop suey homophobic?
uh, well, it depends. It depends on how you look at it from because uh it depends on what the system dance intention was to name the head of the song. But I think the name which the first said could have been better.
Perfect. Let us move on to the next song. We probably spent too much time on this. The next song is called Bounce, and I think I'm not sure if you guys have heard it, yeah, but I think it appeared in a movie. I forgot the name of the movie. It was something like Pets or something. But try and guess what this song is about, you guys. Bounce. Oh, it's D. And I guess for this one, I'll just refrain from commenting and analyzing this one. I'll let the others do this. D, start.
Oh, okay. I think the song is pretty dirty and quite erotic because it starts with jump, bounce, jump, down, up, jump, bounce. I think talks about hardcore intercourse or sex, and talks about the pogo stick can be referred to the protagonist penis and how it's been bounced or ridden on by the female and how he's so horny up to the extent in the bridge where it says, "Oh, I like to spread you out," or "I love touching whoever's behind."
Perfect. Thomas.
I don't really have anything much to say except agreeing with D's point for once, because he has said quite a few different things this session. But I feel like the song didn't really have much to it apart from talking about the pogo stick and how he's a very horny guy with his girlfriend and the other and her female friend. Sorry.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, now
John.
I want to talk about the homophobia present in this song. Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, good.
Okay, so give me a second to compose myself.
Okay, man.
Okay. So it implies that intercourse between same gendered individuals does not exist, or it shouldn't exist, because it only talks about heterosexual relations. It makes it the norm, when when in reality anything is the norm.
True, man.
Um,
My opinion.
that's subject to perception. That's subject to perception because
Wait, no,
you're
I meant to correct it. Instead of reality, I meant to say my opinion.
okay, good. Because a lot of things people tend, okay, I'm not being homophobic here, but people tend to think that the norm is having heterosexual relationships. So I think you saying that having homosexual relationships is sort of should be like the norm is kind of like a controversial, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I accept that. I said in my opinion.
Oh, perfect. Let's just move on to the next song titled Forest. First of all, brilliant song. The guitar riff by Darren was beast, yeah? Now let's talk about the meaning of the lyrics, right? Obviously, at first glance, this may seem like, environmental aspect, but I have a theory. I think this song is about pedophilia. Now hear me out, right? Um, let's see some lines. Walk with me, my little child, to the forest of denial, right? The forest here could obviously be a metaphor for pubic hair, right? So walk with me, my little child, and he's taking it to his forest, right?
Oh,
And
calm down.
I'm just
That's a
saying.
very interesting way to use a metaphor.
No, I'm just saying. This could be that, right? Why can't you see that you are my child? And then this is followed by lines such as no televisions in the air, no circumcisions on the chair. You made the weapons for us all. Now just look at us now. Obviously, again, do not take this out of context. Clearly a joke, yeah. But yeah, maybe that's my analysis. Go ahead, all of the rest of you. John.
Well, I want to talk about what's it called, the instruments used in the song, right? It was obvious. Much like chop suey, right? It was slower and it had a lower volume, I'd say. because because of the what's it called, the environmental aspects to the song, like you said earlier, before we got into the pedophilia.
Yes, Shay, man. You continue.
Before you went into the pedophilia, I think you're on to something with the environmental aspect of the song.
Okay, perfect. D.
At the chorus where it says, why can't you see that you are my child? Why don't you know that you are my mind? Never know that I am you, and take this promise to the end of you. I think that discusses about duality and how our fate is predetermined and we don't have free will. Every time we're born into existence, you already have a fate. You already know what you're going to do. You can't escape that fate. That's why it says, "Tell everyone the world that I'm you. Take this promise to the end of you." Like by nature, you are nature, and you're following the principles of nature.
Um,
Hence the
Thomas.
song for us.
Yeah. Oh, nice one, nice one. Thomas.
I honestly don't really have anything to say. The only thing that really confuses me is not really confuses me, but I find really interesting is your point. Like, it's really interesting to see that perception is shown in each song. Like, everyone understands the song in different ways, and a point of view is also really something that impacts the way that you understand a song. So I like the way that you thought that the song has something to do with pedophilia, which it could. We don't know, but I find it an interesting approach to analyzing a song.
Perfect. And that just goes. Some may analyze this as environmental protest, but some other people, they think that he's shagging a kid. Moving
Yeah, that's a
on. Next song. The next song is called ATWA. What a song. I don't care about how you feel. I don't feel her anymore. What is everybody's what is everybody's interpretation of that? Let's start with Thomas.
repeat your statement.
Thomas, what do you feel? How's the song? Analyze the song for us.
I found the song a bit different to the rest of the songs in the album. It wasn't really as aggressive at. So first of all, at the beginning was kind of like a slow song, or like a slow for metal, but then it became more aggressive. But I feel like it wasn't aggressive as the other songs during the album. And I think it sort of gives like a contrast.
Mm-hmm. I see that. It's clearly evident in this song. So, by the way, what do the others feel? D. D.
Okay. To comments. I like to talk about how the song relates to it brings us an a nihilist vibe. Where it discuss about how I can't see, how I can't hear, or all other stuff. It's about how he's detached himself from the world and how he finds the world useless. And yeah, it also discusses how I don't care about you. I don't care about how I feel, and I don't feel that anymore. It talks about how he doesn't relate to the world anymore. He doesn't care about what happens to the world or stuff like that.
Perfect. Can move on to our next what do you call it? Our next song, our next cut. The next song is called Science. So I know all of us here will be enjoying that. Okay, so that is the conclusion of the song. So what I got from this, right, is clearly there are lines that restate science has failed our mother earth. Science has failed our mother earth. This is just showing the bad effects of what do I say? What is this called? Of science, and how science has not benefited the world. Like, let's take the example of fossil fuels, right? You know how people have to dig up archaeological sites and everything. So they have to go through grass, they have to cut through trees, deforestation, and everything. That's present only to benefit ourselves. And that is due to science. Due to the multiple and a plethora of things that science has done for us, it has not done much for Mother Earth. Sure, it has done something, but it hasn't done as much as, Serge clearly wants. So I believe this song is, just showing the negative impacts of science. Thomas
I, I,
or John.
Uh, oh,
I'll go after Thomas, don't worry.
okay, so I don't really have anything to say apart from that science like backs evolution. So when you were talking, I was thinking of the same point as you, which is on fossil fuels and global warming. Like because we're burning fossil fuels and this is like impacting the earth and greenhouse gases and all of that. So I feel like they're trying to make a song and talking about how we've like scientists have failed and now we're basically going into our doom.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
John.
so another thing, I think it talks about how science serves no real purpose except to harm Mother Earth. Let me give an example of this. The Gatling gun, which was which was an invention that was made actually for peace. Like it was made to reduce the loss of human life. Actually resulted in a machine that was greatly used in war to take human life. So even with scientific innovations that were assist created to assist nature or life, in the end, just serve to destroy it.
Perfect. So I believe that was the reaction. I think this was one of the, like slower songs on this album, but still, as I said, a banger nonetheless. The next song we will be reviewing is obviously the one and only Toxicity, the
What?
title track.
I didn't get to say a word. I didn't get to say a word.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, my bad. D, what do you think about the song?
Oh, okay. I think it discusses about science and how it's failed us not only economically, politically, but also in a way that relates to religion. And here I can see spirits move to all things like everything's correlated to religion, but now people are trying to disprove that it's related to science. It's related to science, and this has caused some out a bit of war. And judging by the context of the song, 9/11 occurred, uh and it's because of the science that was involved in 9/11.
Yeah, perfect. So let's move on to Shimmy. Sorry, Toxicity, my bad. I think if anybody knows Chop Suey, they must also know Toxicity because those are like the two main songs of most System of a Down fans. Oh my bad. We have to review Shimmy
I
first.
Jimmy
Yeah,
comes.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Thomas? I missed you.
No, I was just saying that first.
Okay. Perfect. So let's try doing Shimmy, right? Shimmy first. So Shimmy, I don't really have much because it was hard to decipher the meaning for this track. I couldn't really hear anything, for me at least. Or maybe I was just acting clueless, right? But John, thoughts?
So, so my thoughts on this song is about the schooling system and how it doesn't serve any purpose but to push the government's agenda on young people. They are forced to go to school. In fact, it is even or is a crime. Is a crime to skip school. It's called 2-1C. So so young people are forced to attend school systems where they are force fed knowledge that the government wants you to know. and and they are made to believe that they're made to believe the everything that the schooling system tells them.
Perfect. D.
I think a song I think it talks about education and how education is controlled by the government and how they set so many rules for education and how education later in life it doesn't it's not that important and what's more important is how you contribute to the world and your family and other stuff and
Mm-hmm.
it talks about manipulation and mind control by the government like what we learn by the education is heavily influenced by our state or by the nation and that's it there's a lot of bias involved and thus you can become a nationalist or yeah.
Perfect. Thomas.
Okay, so I did take down some notes. So the song looks at how American education system indoctrinates children into a corrupt society where they'll be persuaded by mindless entertainment in exchange for their compliance. So you can shimmy, shimmy, shimmy to the break of dawn. Just don't look behind the curtain. So that's basically what the lyrics were talking about.
Okay. So moving swiftly on, we have the lead single Toxicity.
Okay, sorry about that. So I feel like this song was one of my favorite ones in the album, and there's lots of room for interpretation in the lyrics as toxicity means the level of toxins in an item. So the toxins could refer to the city of Los Angeles, a toxic city, and the Hollywood lifestyle, but could also be a commentary on the music industry, religion, corruption, drugs, or any number of things that the band feels is poisoning people.
Perfect. And I think I really agree with you on it being a really good song, especially that end part, the when I became the sun, that something like that. That part could have lasted for such a long time. And the duality between, first the really heavy guitars and then the smooth, very smooth, flow with it. And I think this is symbolic of BYOB, which is from their other album, right? Because just the
Yep.
duality of them both coming together and making this beautiful piece where the guitar riff just transverses through a very aggressive tone and then going into this very calming tone. And personally, I just love that. John.
It really makes for a perfect song.
Exactly. John.
I don't really have anything to say about Spasm's being said already by 300 and Thomas.
No problem. D, thoughts.
Okay, to begin with the very first verse, it talks about conversion software version 7.0. Looking, I think it talks about how humans are being controlled by the government or society is being controlled by the government, like they're robots and how they're manipulated or controlled by the government. And then how it talks about the toxicity of our city. It discusses about how toxic humans can get and how some of them are not healthy for you. And after that, it talks about sacred silence and sleep and disorder. It talks about how the society just keeps quiet about the manipulation and how they haven't been able to do anything. I think the song right now has become irrelevant because there are a lot of protests happening, riots, and yeah, and the song hasn't aged well. But in terms of talking about the disorder in the government, it's aged well. But the main message of the song hasn't aged well.
So it tastes like milk. But then the song and the rhythm and everything, I feel like that's aged like wine because it's still fresh to this day. We only have two songs left because we're not gonna count what is it called? Arto, right? Because that wasn't included in the main version of the song. Our next song is called Psycho, and I feel like D will really enjoy this song. Guys, this will be second last song. You know, it's getting emotional a bit, you know, just losing this entire Beast album and everything. You know, this song clearly hinting at addiction, you know, psycho, propane, cocaine, and you know, just these things which you can get like addicted to, which are
It's like
clearly harmful.
propane. It's
Josh,
like propane.
Yeah,
yes,
like
yes,
doesn't
I
care
know,
about
I
the
know
consequences
propane.
of what's occurring.
Exactly, I know propane is a
Yeah,
chemical, right? Yeah, but then still, it's
It's
aggressive.
groupie. It's not propane.
Oh, my bad, my bad. That's probably me hearing that wrong. D, lead us.
I think discusses the impulsivity of a psycho and how they don't care about the consequences. They just like doing what they like at that particular time and what satisfies them the most and how the society considers them as crazy, but they're not harming themselves, they're harming the society.
Perfect.
Okay, some
Yeah.
yeah. So it's talked about addiction, right? And how so there was a lyric. So you want to see the show, you really don't have to be a hoe. So I think it's talking about uh, these fans, right? Uh, s-
Mhm.
what's it called? These fans, these groupies, they are completely obsessed. They are completely obsessed with some bands or band members, right? And at times they even track them down, maybe find their home address. I think this is in criticism of those people that dedicate their lives to stalking someone
Mhm.
else, to yeah, cycles.
Yeah. Thomas, what do you think about this?
Um, I think this might be one of my top three songs of the album. I really just like the way the guitar plays. I really don't have much to say. The song really made me feel. It's kind of hard to explain. I just really like the song.
Yeah, I think I get your perfectly get your point. And now, obviously, it's time for one and the only Ariels to end this and say goodbye to such a beast album. Let's play this next song. That was an experience. Aerials in the sky. Thoughts.
What a way to end off the album.
Exactly. It's been a ride, I guess. John, thoughts.
Yeah, it's it definitely ended off the album on a high note. That is probably one of my favorite ones, apart from maybe I quite liked in the snapshot. But this is
Mhm.
definitely not the best song of the album.
Nice. D, thoughts, man.
I like this album, and I like the way the song ends, the outro and how it ends with such a bang of a song. This is my favorite song from the album, and I like the way it discusses about how life is predetermined. It's not free will. Like how before we're born we're just a calm river, but after we're born we're set like into a flow, and yeah, it's overall it's very good.
Okay, everybody, now it's time for the thing which most of our viewers right now are waiting for. What is the album. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? So personally, right? Let me give my favorite songs on the album. The songs I really liked were Needles, Deer Dance, Jet Pilot, X, Chop Suey, Forest, ATWA, Toxicity, Psycho, and Areas. Those were probably my favorite ones. The ones which I didn't enjoy as much was probably, I guess, Shimmy was a weak track. Science was a weak track, but again, weak in this case. And in System of a Down's case, weak is like better than most artists will ever achieve in their entire life. This album is us personally, right? I think it's a classic. I don't really think I can put a number on it right now. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the album. John, thoughts on the album?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that most of the songs here were extremely strong. Uh, like on a scale of 1 to 10, most would go like 7.5 plus, right? That's how good the songs on this album are. And yeah, it's overall very good in many people's eyes, not only ours. If you check on Google, it has a perfect 5-star rating. So
Exactly.
that just shows the band's talent.
Yeah. D, thoughts on this album as a whole?
I like the way uh, um, I like the way the album started or introduced itself as a very heavy metal song. Very like very aggressive, but towards the end it wasn't aggressive at all. Instead, it was really sad and melancholy. And I like the way the themes throughout the song throughout the album are very consistent and very constant and overall I like the album and I don't know, I like to rate it an 8 out of 10. My favorite track from the album was Aerials, and my least favorite track was X due to its length.
Yeah, I get you. Thomas, since this was your first time ever hearing this album, most of us heard like snippets from it, right? What was your thoughts on it? What were your thoughts on this?
I mean, now that we've come to the conclusion of it, it's quite a bit sad that we had to end it. But I really like the album. One of my favorite songs was definitely Aerial and Toxicity. And I really liked it because they were also quite aggressive, but then you could really understand the meaning of it. And yeah, if I could rate the album out of 10, I would definitely say an 8 out of 10. Because a song that I didn't really like because I found it weak, like you said, was Shimmy. And otherwise, I don't really have anything else to say.
Yeah, so guys, those are our thoughts on this album. Just one thing, right? So if you're watching this on YouTube right now, we don't know when this will be uploaded or anything, or maybe if you're even watching it on Spotify or SoundCloud, wherever you're watching this, right? We want you to suggest our next album. The albums that we currently have in mind is that maybe you'll try going for 2020 albums. So maybe something like The Microphones in 2020, or Fetch the Bolt Cutters, or Clippings, a new album, Visions of Bodies Being Burned. So yeah, just tell us which album we should review next. And if you want us to continue with System of a Down, tell us which album we should again go for. So yeah, with that, I would like to say goodbye to everybody
And
who's
I would
been.
also like to
Oh yeah, go ahead, John.
promote my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/the_epic_leo. Yeah, we're gonna be streaming some gameplay sessions that we're gonna have. So hope to
Yeah,
see you there.
and be sure to follow my
Oh,
playlist, which I'll be linking in the description below. D, also you can self-advertise, I guess.
Yeah. I'd like to talk about my Twitch account. So from starting from around Christmas, I'll be streaming chess, and I'll be helping you guys to increase your rating to around 1500 and above, so it can become good chess players and win tournaments. And overall, I'll just be playing chess, fun chess. And I'll also be tracking you guys on Twitch. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be playing chess, fun chess. Thomas, do you also want to promote yourself? Maybe your IG or anything.
Oh yes, go follow my IG. It's no no wait.
You forgot your
Let me
tag.
check my IG handle. You.
Okay, okay. Until then, this was a fun ride. Thank you guys a lot for staying this far. If you guys wanna just like the video if you like it, dislike if you dislike it. Um, tell us what albums
I'll
we
put
should
my
review next.
in the description.
Yeah, we'll give you Thomas's IG in the description. And with that, I would like to say farewell to all of the people watching. This was the valid sound, or is that really her name? I forgot what her name was. Yeah, this is the valid sound. And yeah, we're out. Bye, man. Or bye, man or woman. Bye.